Sound is good. Light is good. I'm back home. Mark Zinno, are you there? Because it's time to
Welcome
do
back,
a
Bryan.
proper episode of the Morning Wager finally. I am not rushed. I am not being whisked away by my family. I almost, Dan Alexander, took a picture of a few steers that we saw at NASA, of all places. I have no idea why there were a field of steers in NASA. But don't know if they're going up in the old space shuttle, Zinno, or not. But I am back home.
NASA's bullshit.
What's that?
NASA is bullshit. Is that what they're trying to say? You know,
No,
the bullshit.
Oh, there we go. Hey, yo. Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, seriously, you take a couple of days off and come back and my jokes don't land. What happened to you?
I'll tell you what, I was laughing quite heartily at some of your humor before the program. We won't get into that.
We'll get into
Stop
that.
it. Stop it.
We won't
Stop
get
it.
into Ah.
No, we won't get into that. I thought you were making some sort of like veiled science reference or something. I said, oh, come on, let's not do that. But yes, it is great to be back. It is great, certainly great to see you again, Mark. It is great not to be being rushed out the door by my wife, when we're on Central Time to go do 22 things on vacation.
Wives are annoying. That's why mine left me. So there is that.
Now that is funny. Okay.
Oh,
mine didn't sleep with me the entire trip, so that's okay. All right.
Next to you, because inquiring minds want to know. Were you guys the Flintstones? Or
yes, we went over this. It was her and my daughter in one bed, and me. And to be honest, it was nice. I kind of want to go. I kind of wouldn't, Well, the king, like we talked the last time I was on, a king bed is fine. It's basically like sleeping in two separate beds. But yeah, cleaner, smaller. Give me the bed to myself.
Yeah. We sucked yesterday on the morning wager.
I wasn't part of that.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, no, I'm Bryan Power. I haven't lost a game since I left Houston.
I won't say it like that, but yes, I did. It was a very good trip because perfect since 7-0-2 since Sunday. I was going to say, Zinno, that I was going to do this thing and I forgot to do it. I'm very upset. I actually almost want to restart the show. I was going to say, you know what, Zinno, no more talking about my records. And then I was going to hold up a piece of paper with all of them. I forgot to do it. I'm very upset right now. Damn it.
Anyway. 0-3 day. People enjoyed Adam Trigger filling in for you. Thank you, Adam Trigger. But the morning wager did turn into the morning nap. Trigger showed up.
Okay, that's road. I mean, come on.
It's just accurate. He told me that. By the way, Tokyo Brandon goes on his show and he wears like funky outfits. I said, Trig, I'm absolutely going to tune in just for content to make fun of him on this show.
Oh well, we. That's and like we've said before, no one from a Mark Zinno stray. All right, let's talk about some games, not me gallivanting across this fine country of ours or you insulting people anymore. Let's get back on track with the picks on the show. You and I were running through Major League Baseball, and you have found a game where the line is moving in a certain direction, and you agree with it. The Toronto Blue Jays, Canada's lone representation in this sport, they are hosting Seattle. You like the Blue Jays?
The line is going to move more north than Toronto is of the border, so let's go. I like the Blue Jays, and I'll tell you why I like the Blue Jays. And as much as Seattle is starting one of my favorite pitchers, his name, Bryan, woo!
I thought we'd retired the woos.
Yeah, we did.
I thought it was just woo.
The last time I bet on him, so now we're going to bet against him. That's why. But we're going to back Bowden Francis, my boy Bowden. Here's the thing. What have we learned about Seattle? They're bad on the road. They have 2 road wins. They both came in the last 2 games against Cincinnati. In fact, the game yesterday, they went to 10 innings. In fact, the game yesterday, Seattle's bullpen used not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, they used 7 different relievers in that game. Oh, by the way, the day before that, the Seattle Mariners, they used 5 different relievers. So this is a tax bullpen at this point in time over the course of the last 2 days. Guess who had the day off yesterday? The Toronto Blue Jays. They are well rested. They are north of the border. They're eating some poutine. And the Seattle Mariners are going to have to go through customs. They're going to get their passports taken away. And Canada doesn't like us anymore. They don't like Seattle. We don't like them. The tariffs on the Mariners are very high. Toronto wins. They cover here. Get to this number before it keeps going north. Blue Jays, money line. Let's go.
It was a very riveting breakdown there, Mark Zinno. If you agree that it was riveting or just agree with the play in general, go ahead and smash.
Somebody in the comment
like
section. Oh, Zinno, you're an ultimate fade, man.
I don't even want to get into that right now. What I will get into, however, is Friday's lone day game. We got a little date afternoon series opener at Wrigley.
Yeah, I disagree.
The D-backs. I know you disagree with me on this one, and that's fine. You know what? It's okay to disagree, believe it or not. And I'm going to tell you why I like the Cubs in this one. Number one, I just like them in general. I think this is one of the better teams in baseball. And you look at the schedules, Zinno. The fact they're 12-9 doesn't really pop off the page per se. However, they've played half their games against San Diego and the Dodgers so far. And the fact that they're as high as they are in runs per game and in run differential, I think that's pretty impressive given the level of competition they face. Matter of fact, the Cubbies are returning to Wrigley off a 6-game road trip where they faced the Dodgers and Padres. Split the 6 games, going 3-3, and they had Thursday off, which I think is key. Arizona did not have Thursday off. They were finishing off a sweep of the Marlins down in Miami. And I get the D-backs have won 5 straight, guys. I get that they've won 7 of 8, but they just played 2 of the weaker teams in the National League. Miami, who I mentioned earlier, and then Milwaukee. I watched Wayne's World on the plane back home yesterday, Zinno. Milwaukee.
Sure.
You're just completely out of hand.
Wing.
Yeah, I don't think you do. You know what? Swing is another thing you don't do anymore, I think. But yeah, there was some dated comedy. Anyway,
cameo in that movie was the best. The guy who owns Al Bundy's cameo.
Yes.
The best is like, how come when you kill a man in the heat of battle, it's called heroic? When you kill a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder.
It was good. You just rip out his black heart. Anyway, back to the D-backs and Cubs here, sir. Something we used to do is take Corbin Burnes, but Corbin Burnes has not been that good this year. Have you seen his numbers? Oh, I don't think he is. Not with a total of 11. I don't think he's going to turn around here. He's given up 4 and 3 runs in an Arizona uniform. Bottom line is this is about price for me. I don't think Arizona should be a dog here, even with Colin Ray opposing Burnes. Ray was okay. He didn't go long. He lasted 3 2/3. He was one of 7 pitchers that went that day. But guess what? The Cubs beat the Dodgers as $1.95 underdogs in Ray's first start. So I like the Cubs, man. It's all about the price. This is a good baseball team.
Can't spell diarrhea without Ray. I kind of like the under. This is insane.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with you. Go back to Houston.
Well, I don't agree with you.
Go back to Houston.
Great time at the ballpark, by the way. Great time at the ballpark.
What, Minute Maid or Enron?
It's called, I still call it Enron, but it's now actually Dakin Park. I think that's how you say it, at least.
Enron was like the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, right? Like they were just faking, like taking people's money and not like.
There was them, and then you had Bernie Madoff going on at the same time as well. He ripped the Mets off, remember? That was, I think that's why they're still paying Bobby Bonilla. It's something to do with it. But yeah. Enron. There's no Enron Field anymore. There's no Minute Maid, apparently, either. I don't think Minute Maid did anything wrong. They just.
I don't have a show tomorrow and it's Saturday, because when I'm right, I'm going to tap dance all over your face. Rub it in. I can't wait to text you later. I told you so. You suck.
You like to do that all the time. I like to do my talking here on the show and talk about records, and I don't like to bother you during your day.
Hey, guess what? You know what I know, folks, about my record? I was 0-2 yesterday. I sucked.
I won my only play. It was lucky. I'll be honest. It was lucky. I'll be very honest. We got out of a lot of jams with the under in Tigers Royals. There, like every time I looked up, I was like, my God, there's more runners on base. How are we going to? And then somehow they would get out of it.
It happened with the Rays yesterday. Every time I looked up in the first 3 innings, they had runners on base and didn't score any of them.
That's not good.
Anyway,
have I mentioned I'm on a 71-46 all sports run?
Jesus Christ, here we go. Spare.
Now, something that here, okay, let's not do me, let's do we, okay? Both you and I have a 5% NBA play for Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
Not the same game. What's that?
A week long, I thought it was Friday.
You're struggling. You always want to rip on me. I'll tell you what, you've got some issues.
The game was on Friday. We were talking last night. I'm like, it's Friday. He's like, it's Saturday. I'm like, it's Friday. He's like, it's Saturday. I'm like, oh, maybe you're right. It is Saturday. Oops.
The 2 play-in games are tonight, but no, Mark Zinno and I for
Oh,
game 1.
speaking of which, we have 5% plays, but let's tell people something more funny than that. Brian Power might owe me money after tonight because I listened to his dumb ass. He turned around and told me, I kind of like the Hawks tonight. So I went to my book and fired off a bet on the Hawks. And if they don't win it, I'm sending you a Venmo request for the money.
Something you can do if you would like the advice from either of us right now. How about this pick and play special going on at wagertalk.com right now, Mark? So 7 days for $77 from your favorite handicapper. Look, guys, the 5% plays Mark and I just talked about, each of them are $35 right now for a 5% play. Just for a little bit more, you get every play from either of us for a full week. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. WT.buzz/BP or WT.buzz/MZ for all the details there. Pick and play specials, you know.
Hi.
It's very simple. You pick, you play. There you go. Want to talk about our best bet?
Like your nose and your boogers. Pick them and play.
I don't do that.
I'm such a picker.
Yeah, I'm a big.
I don't have any time. No tissues. Just pick it and go. Wash your hands. Cool.
I'm a Mary. What do I care about? What like? Oh wow, someone's going. Oh, look at that guy. He's picking his nose. Look, I'm going home with somebody.
George Costanza said it best. You know, I mean, it's economical. It's quick. You know, I bet Moses was a picker. 40 years in the desert, you told me he didn't have the need to a clean house occasionally.
Yes. That was all right.
Selling point on picking your nose for me. Like, I don't do it like in front of other people. Like, I'm not like knuckle deep like this, you know, with 12 people around. I go somewhere, I pick it out and wash my hands and move on.
Yeah. Okay. You know who we're picking tonight?
Walking is overrated.
You know who we're picking tonight? The Kansas City Royals.
Oh.
That's what we're picking. They are not scoring many runs, which is a problem when you're a Major League Baseball team. Like I mentioned a few moments ago, I had the under in this matchup last night, cashed by half a run for people who bet it late, by a full run if you got it when I released it at 8. Tigers won 6-1, but we think the Royals bounce back here because Cole Reagans is on the mound. Cole Reagans is the one pitcher for the Royals that I think his success from last year will carry over to the 2025 campaign. He's certainly striking a lot of guys out so far this year. And we think that continues here.
That's good against the Tigers team that has the 9th highest K percentage against left-handed pitching this year. Ooh. And really, Reagans is the one guy you want to get behind. You know, Reagans might have like, you know, Cy Young type stuff this year. You talk about 34 strikeouts in 23 2/3 innings. He's only walked 4 batters all year long. This is the guy you want to get behind here. You need the Royals bat to do something. Royals are another bad team on the road this year, 2-8 away. Tigers are 6-1. Let's hope for some regression here. That Kansas City, you know, who's lost 4 in a row and badly needs a win, right? Like you could tell they feel like they are pressing right now. And so we'll try to take advantage of their best starter being the stopper. Hey, by the way, the last time they won a game, guess who started?
Cole Reagans.
Cole Reagans. He went 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts against the Gardos, the Guardians. Gardo all the time. Anyway, that's a thing. You don't think that's a thing in Cleveland? My buddy sitting in Cleveland says that's a thing. So
it is actually. You know what's funny is I found out later that day that it was.
I told you
from somebody. Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, that's not a thing. I'm like, it is a thing.
I live in the suburbs now. I don't know.
You're not in touch with the Gardos. Anyway, so Cole Reagans, Kansas City Royals. It's interesting here again that they are that heavy of a favorite. Most of that is Reagans, but Jackson Jobe, he might be a little fugazi. He's got 8 walks here in 15 innings. Let's hope that the Royals could take advantage of that.
The Book of Job. Anyway, all right, Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
We like them. Our best bet. Nothing from us today on the play-in games. I did discuss them both on the Power 5.
Brian Power likes the Hawks, and you should go bet them. And if you get it wrong, send him a Venmo request.
It's my lead. Look, I talked about this earlier in the week. No 10 seed has ever made the playoffs proper since this play-in tournament was introduced. So a little history is against the Miami. Yeah, we'll give a little.
And then the next 2 nights, we proceeded to bet against the 10 seed, and they both spanked the 9 seed.
They did. But you know what? Chicago. You talk about Fugazi. Chicago and Sacramento are definitely Fugazi. I'll say this: I don't think Tyler Hero's scoring 38 again, and the Atlanta Hawks at home now probably not shooting 19% from three like they did against Orlando. A stout.
Is Trae Young going to get ejected again?
I hope not. If he does, then the Hawks could be in trouble.
What is the Hawk? I mean, should we play the Hawks team total again?
I think it's correlated, right? If the Hawks win, they're probably scoring a lot of points. That's my professional handicap.
I mean, talked about to the jackwagon in the comments section. I will find you. I will Jay and Silent Bob you. Hawks are at 111. You get that reference, Jay and Silent Bob?
Yes, I remember. I've seen all the movies. I celebrate the whole catalog. I don't think I saw Clerks 2.
Short of showing up to everybody's front door and beating the crap out of them, there's nothing you can do about the internet. Hey, did you fill out on moviepoopshoot.com? Jay and Silent Bob suck.
You're a wild one, Mark Zinno. You said you had to be done by a certain time, and I think we're going to wrap up. Because I don't want you to be late for whatever the hell you're going to next. So
I have something more important than you to deal with. How's that sound?
That's offensive to me. Anyway, before you do anything else offensive, we are done with the show today. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I tell you.
And we will be done.
It's going to be a good Friday.
Let's.
Chances high or low.
Blast it.